This is like take 25 of this video, so whatever comes out, I'm not gonna make take 26. Before I do the Week 15 recap of the playoffs and the inalienable rights to eat Fred Astaire's ass, I'd like to make some apologies to my fellow owners, especially when it comes to recaps. This year I've done a lousy job reading the league message boards and knowing if it's my turn up to do the recaps. So I'd like to apologize, especially for that one time where my recap was posted after the following week's games have started. No excuse for it. I'd like to apologize for the lack of creativity of my recaps, especially in the light of the creativity, especially this year, has went sky high with all the videos and the pictures and whatnot. I'd like to also apologize to my fellow owners when it comes to my management of my team. Even though my team made it to the playoffs, again, according to some owners who remain nameless, that I got lucky, and you know who you are. My management of my team has been one of my worst management jobs in recent memory, by drafting players like Mike Evans and Mark Ingram just to drop them, picking up players that I never tend to play, so you're welcome for the extra transaction fees, making a trade of a stud wide receiver, Alshon Jeffrey, for a washed-up running back, Frank Gore. You're welcome, Marte. So I also like to apologize individually to my fellow owners. From Aaron, I'd like to apologize for all the times that I called you cunser. I know it really affected you. I bet you after some draft days you go home and curl up in the fetal position crying. I'd also like to apologize for the lack of competition I gave you this week in my loss to you. You defeated me 114.25 to 90.75. You were led by a great game from Jeremy Hill, 26, and the Patriots defense, 20. I was led by Tony Romo's 19, respectable, and Gronkowski solid 15, and even got a touchdown from Antonio Gates, who scored me 11 points. But again, I overthought things this week, tried to play the matchups, and I almost pulled it off if I would have played the Buffalo Bills defense, who killed Aaron Rodgers and your Packers, who scored 20 points versus the Giants 13, and Mike Wallace. I thought it Martavis Bryant, who scored me 3 points, over Mike Wallace, who scored 16 points. Go figure. That's why I make the playoffs less than I don't make the playoffs. I'd like to apologize to Travis, who's always been a gracious host. I'd like to apologize for the times I throw up at your house, that it was sucked up by the shop vac just to become rancid, and then you had to throw it out. I apologize. Or the solar lights that I had run over with my car. Again, I apologize. I'd like to apologize for Jeff, that we couldn't meet in the finals. Even though you didn't make the finals yourself, I would like to apologize in advance for whooping your ass, knowing that your team lost 100 to 90.5 to Jason. Jason was led by 23 points from Le'Veon Bell and Odell Beckham, who's a stud, 30 points. He even overcame the -1 points he got from his Philadelphia Eagles defense. You were led by Dez Bryant's 29, Harry Douglas's 13, and 13.5 from Ben Roethlisberger. I'd like to also apologize for not getting the olive down that one woman's cleavage back in the day, years ago in Green Bay. But just don't tell my wife about that. I'd like to also apologize to Billy for not always being the best friend in the world. I'd like to also apologize for not listening to your fantasy words of wisdom that 99% of the time has come true. That your fantasy wisdom has not rubbed off on me, because I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. I'd like to also apologize to Brian for all the sleepless nights that you have got in the past waiting for my recaps, and I really apologize for that. I'd like to apologize to Mike Wint for all the brain cells you lost trying to analyze my written recaps and all their grammatical mistakes. I'd like to apologize for Jason for for beating you years ago on some fluke Matt Forte yardage. You were the better team that year, and according to my track record, you know, I probably would never win a league championship again. I'd like to apologize. I'd like to see you defeat Coach Kunzer this year. So whether that's a jinx or not, it remains to be seen. I'd like to apologize to Murray for Steve Hayden and my obsession to kill your karma. See where that has gotten me. I'd like to apologize to Jordan for reasons I don't know. I only see you once a year, and you seem like a pretty good guy. So I'd like to also apologize for not recapping the toilet board games, because who gives a shit? You guys don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Hey, it's not. We're not paying off for 8th place. I'd like to also apologize in advance for a few things. For all the beer I'm going to be getting from you guys for paying off all those bets that you guys lost. I'd like to also apologize for my Lions kicking your Packers' ass for all your Packer fans out there in 2 weeks. I'd like to apologize that I think I've learned my lessons from the previous years, and I'd like to apologize in advance for kicking all your asses next year. I'm gunning after you, Coach Kunzer, man that never grows old. Cut it.